This is a Subaru Levorg. And don't worry, we'll get to the name. The important thing is it's just arrived and we're here at its Australian launch. Now you know how years ago Subaru used to make a wagon version of its WRX? Well, it's kind of back because the Levorg pretty much is a WRX wagon. Just don't tell Subaru that.
Yep, underneath the Levorg's body, its engineering from the suspension to the engine is all WRX. But nope, Subaru would prefer it if you didn't see the Levorg as a WRX wagon. To them, it's the spiritual successor to the Liberty wagon, which they don't make anymore either. Looking at it, the Levorg isn't as wildly styled as the WRX. It's more understated. Subaru would prefer to say sophisticated. It's dressed more smart casual, and you'd never know that this was a bit of an animal, although the huge letterbox in its snout is a bit of a giveaway.
Okay, so what do you need to know? There are 3 trim levels to the Levorg. Well, actually 2 and a bit. The entry grade Levorg is the GT. The next step up is the GTS, and that comes with firmer suspension. It's a bit more sportier. And then there's the GTS Spec B, and that gets a whole lot of STI stuff.
All specs come with a very decent amount of standard kit, such as the 6.2-inch display, reversing camera, dual zone climate control and 18-inch alloys. They also come with Subaru's eyesight system, which has 2 cameras that watch the road ahead. If they see a car stop, so do you. It can also recognise brake lights, and this makes adaptive cruise control even more accurate. The Levorg's stylishly sporty cabin is almost identical to the WRX's. There's the 4.3-inch display sitting atop the dash above the larger screen, the speedo and tacho tucked away under their hood, and the climate controls, which are a bit old looking, but they're so damned easy to quickly flick to the right temperature. The 2.0 GTS also adds leather seats with snazzy blue stitching. The Levorg comes with the same 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine that's in the WRX, and like the Rex, power is sent to all 4 wheels.
It's a bit strange that Subaru don't want you to think of this as a WRX wagon. I mean, it's a WRX from here to here. All they've done is added a boot.
Boot space is good for the class and even beats some small SUVs, and there's more room in it than the last Liberty wagon.
So Levorg, how did they come up with that name? Well, glad you asked. It actually comes from Legacy, Revolution, Touring. Those 3 words, they've taken 2 letters out of those 3 words and come up with Levorg. Now, it's actually harder than it sounds. I had a go and the best I could come up with was Laverne. The Subaru Laverne. I'd drive that.
The 2.0 GTS is more than just prettier seats. Among a stack of other stuff, it's upgraded with Bilstein suspension for sharper handling and backwards facing radar to check your blind spots. The 2.0 GTS Spec B is outfitted with hardcore STI body kit bits, like the front, side and rear spoilers. It's not all cosmetic though. There's an STI tower bar which improves handling even more.
So what's it like to drive? It's a WRX. In fact, when you get out of the car, it's only when you turn around do you realise, oh yeah, it's a wagon. The handling is spot on. The steering is so good. You can feel every bump in the road through the wheel. And that connectivity that you have between the car and the drive and the road, they're all the recipes that you need for a good driver's car. Any improvements on this? Oh look, brakes could be better. I reckon you could put, bigger anchors on it to pull it up a bit harder. I'm not a big fan of the seating position. I feel like I'm sitting up a little bit high. I can't actually get that seat to go any lower. I sort of like to feel like I'm sitting in a car when I'm driving it rather than sort of on top of it. But look, everything else is just so good that I can overlook those couple of things. Performance wagons used to be Subaru's thing. It was its shtick. It had heaps of fans because of it. But then they all disappeared over the years. They either became SUVs or they were axed all together. So they had to build this, the Levorg. Now Subaru calls it a replacement for its Liberty wagon. I call it a WRX wagon. But whatever it is, It's a great handling, practical thing. It's a cracker.